Hello and welcome back to Tiny Win English.
The little corner where we learn real English. Slow down for a minute and think about life without shouting.
I'm Chloe.
And I'm Sam.
We're very happy you're here.
Maybe you're walking somewhere with cold hands and a busy mind.
Maybe you're washing dishes and trying to make peace with the fact that there are always more dishes.
Maybe you're on the sofa under a blanket saying, "I will get up in 1 minute," and that minute has become very powerful.
Maybe you're on a train or in a car or at your desk, looking busy enough that nobody asks questions.
Maybe you are avoiding one email, one assignment, one decision, or one very awkward phone call.
If that is you, we see you.
Respectfully, softly, completely.
Before we begin, let's do a tiny check-in game.
Yes, imagine your dream as a plant today.
Is it a seed?
Is it a small green leaf?
Is it a dramatic jungle vine trying to take over your whole room?
Or, honestly, is it a dry little stick and you're just trying not to panic?
All answers are allowed.
That is so real.
Today we're talking about dreams, goals, and the small actions you take every day.
The tiny actions, the boring actions, the actions that do not look impressive online.
Exactly, because big dreams are beautiful, but daily life is where they either grow or slowly disappear.
Oof. True.
In this episode, you'll get real English, useful expressions, and a little life reflection at the same time.
So yes, this is listening practice, but maybe also a gentle check-in with your future self.
Our level today is around B1 to B2, so if some phrases feel new, relax. You do not need to catch every single word.
Listen for the main idea, catch what you can, and come back later if you want. Replaying is smart. Replaying is not cheating.
If you enjoy learning with us on Tiny Win English, you can follow or subscribe and come back for the next episode.
And we have a small question for you.
What is one small action you want to do every day this week?
Keep it tiny. Keep it real. Not change my whole life by Thursday.
And stay with us, because near the end we'll do a full word tour with 10 useful expressions from today.
You can repeat with us, shadow us, and use them in real life.
Okay, dreams, goals, and small daily actions.
Let's go.
I think a lot of people carry a dream in future tense.
Yes, one day I will.
One day I will write a book. One day I will speak English more confidently. One day I will get healthier. One day I will start the business. One day I will become the kind of person who actually does the thing.
The future version of me is incredible, by the way. Very organized, great posture, probably owns matching pens.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with wanting something big. In fact, here is our first phrase, dream big.
Dream big means let yourself imagine something large and hopeful.
Yes, allow yourself to want a meaningful life. Allow yourself to want growth. Allow yourself to want something bigger than your current routine.
We support that, fully.
But then comes the next question. What does that dream look like on a normal Tuesday at 7:40 p.m.?
That question is rude, but necessary.
Because sometimes the dream feels like a long shot.
And a long shot means something difficult, uncertain, or not very likely.
Maybe becoming fluent feels like a long shot.
Maybe running 5 kilometers feels like a long shot.
Maybe saving money feels like a long shot.
Maybe even cleaning your room feels like a long shot, depending on the week.
Right. And when something feels far away, people often stay in the dream and never enter the action.
They love the picture, but not the practice.
Exactly.
I did this with exercise once. I bought serious running shoes, a beautiful water bottle, and one of those notebooks that makes you feel like a better person just by touching it.
I know the type.
I wrote new routine at the top of page 1. Very dramatic, very hopeful.
And then?
Then the shoes became hallway decoration. The bottle became emotional support. The notebook had 1 page in it and then spent 3 months judging me from a shelf.
That is so real.
I had a dream, but it did not have a daily action. I liked the identity. I did not like the Tuesday version of the identity.
And that is the shift, isn't it? A dream gets real when you show up.
Show up means be there and do the thing.
even in a small way, even in an imperfect way, even in a low-energy way.
Not perform, not be brilliant, just arrive.
If your dream is a seed, showing up is the water.
Not the full garden in your imagination, just the water.
Maybe your dream is to read more. Showing up might mean 2 pages before bed.
Maybe your dream is better English. Showing up might mean 10 minutes of listening while you make tea.
Maybe your dream is to get stronger. Showing up might mean 5 squats in the kitchen.
Maybe your dream is to save money. Showing up might mean not buying the extra snack at the station today.
If this sounds like you are not weird.
You are really not.
Many people think the action has to feel big because the dream feels big.
But often the wiser question is, what is the smallest version I can repeat?
Yes. What is the tiny door into the larger room?
Because a dream should stretch you, not scare you into silence.
Beautifully said.
Thank you. I say one useful thing every 11 minutes.
So the takeaway from this first part is simple. Keep the big dream, but give it a daily body.
And once you have a daily body for the dream, the next problem arrives immediately.
Which is?
I am tired. I do not feel like it. The sofa is calling my name.
Exactly. So let's talk about ordinary resistance.
My area of expertise.
Not a huge life crisis, just the everyday resistance of being human.
The 6:30 p.m. brain fog.
The phone in your hand.
The laundry chair.
The messy kitchen.
The feeling that tomorrow will somehow be cleaner, calmer, and more emotionally mature.
Which is a lovely fantasy.
A very elegant lie.
This is where another useful phrase helps. Chip away at.
Chip away at something means do a little bit at a time until the big thing becomes smaller.
Yes, not one dramatic push. Small repeated effort.
Like taking little pieces off a giant block.
Exactly.
I was going to say cheese.
Of course you were.
I am consistent in my brand.
Years ago, I was preparing for an exam while also teaching and trying to manage normal life. I kept waiting for the perfect evening to study. I wanted a clear desk, quiet air, a sharp mind, good lighting, and absolutely no emails.
So basically, a different planet.
Exactly. Real life was not offering that. I was tired. My kitchen was messy. Sometimes I still had makeup on at night. Sometimes I had zero interest in being impressive.
Strong image.
So I changed the goal. I made tea, set a timer for 10 minutes, and read one small section. That was all I had to do.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Some nights I did more. Some nights I truly did 10 minutes and then sat in silence like a Victorian woman with complicated feelings.
I respect that.
But the important thing is that I could chip away at the work, little by little, like watering one plant on the windowsill instead of trying to rescue an entire forest in one evening.
That image is so helpful.
And every time you do that, you create a tiny win.
A tiny win is a very small success.
Yes, something small that says to your brain, I can return to this.
I answered one hard email. Tiny win.
I listened to English for 8 minutes. Tiny win.
I stretched for 3 minutes instead of doing nothing. Tiny win.
I wrote one sentence. Tiny win.
And tiny wins matter because sometimes you drag your feet.
Yes. Drag your feet means move slowly because you do not really want to do the thing.
You are technically moving, but with deep emotional reluctance.
Maybe you know this feeling. You say, I'm about to start, and then somehow you check the weather, wash one spoon, answer a message, refill your water, and think briefly about changing your whole career.
I have done all of that before opening a document.
Same.
So when you drag your feet, the question is not, how do I become a superhero tonight?
The better question is, how do I make the action easier?
Put the book on the pillow.
Leave the shoes by the door.
Open the app before dinner.
Put the notebook on the table.
Choose one page, not one chapter.
Attach the action to something that already exists. After coffee, I review 5 words. After dinner, I listen for 10 minutes. Before bed, I read 2 pages.
This is also very good for English learners, by the way. Real spoken English grows through regular contact.
Yes. Short listening, repeated listening, little bits of shadowing, all of that matters.
You do not need one heroic study day.
You need friendly contact again and again.
If this sounds like you and your life feels messy, that is okay.
Your system should fit your real life, not your fantasy life.
That line deserves a slow nod.
So the takeaway from this part is make the action small enough to survive a difficult day.
Because the dream does not live in your perfect mood.
It lives in your routine.
And of course, once you start a routine, a new emotional problem appears.
Let me guess.
I miss one day, and now apparently my whole identity is over.
Yes, the perfection trap,
The drama trap.
the very human trap. This is such a common pattern. You do well for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. Then one day gets busy or sad or strange, and you miss the habit.
And suddenly your brain becomes a courtroom.
Exactly. Here's a useful phrase, all or nothing thinking.
All or nothing thinking means you think only in extremes, perfect or failure, success or disaster, hero or useless potato.
Very technical definition, very accurate.
Thank you.
So you miss one workout and think, well, I guess I'm not a healthy person.
You miss 2 days of English and think, I've lost everything.
You forget one journal entry and decide the whole month is broken.
I did this with a language app once. I had a long streak, and I was way too emotionally attached to it.
I understand.
Every night I did my lesson. I felt disciplined. I felt advanced. I felt like a man who had finally won against chaos.
Strong feelings for an app.
Very strong. Then one evening, I got home late. I was tired. I had eaten something strange. I lay down for just a minute, which, as we all know, is the beginning of many stories.
Yes,
I missed one day. One day. And instead of simply doing the lesson the next day, I felt weirdly ashamed, which is ridiculous because nobody was grading my soul.
right.
But because the streak was broken, I avoided the app for nearly 2 weeks. It was like dropping one spoon and then setting the whole kitchen on fire because I was upset.
That is such a perfect description.
Thank you. It was absurd, but it felt real.
And that is why this matters. One imperfect day is not the same as failure. In our plant image, one dry day does not destroy the garden.
It is just one dry day.
Exactly.
Unless you are a dramatic basil plant.
Even then, there is still hope.
Reassuring.
Another phrase that helps here is on track.
On track means moving in the right direction.
And this is important, on track does not mean flawless.
Yes, please hear that again.
Maybe you studied English 3 times this week instead of 7. You may still be on track.
Maybe you walk twice instead of every day. You may still be on track.
Maybe you saved a small amount, not a large amount. You may still be on track.
Maybe life got loud and you still returned. That counts.
If this sounds like you, maybe you know this feeling very well.
You are not weird.
You are not weak.
This happens to a lot of people.
One thing that helps is a restart sentence.
Not a punishment sentence, a restart sentence.
Exactly, something like, today I begin again.
Or, one small action still counts.
Or, I am still on track because I returned.
That last one is very good.
And it works beautifully for language learning too. If you miss a few days of English, replay one short episode, shadow 1 minute, read one paragraph out loud. Re-entry matters more than guilt.
Gentle restart, not emotional self-destruction.
Yes,
So the takeaway here is, do not let one imperfect day steal the next day too.
miss once, return once.
Simple, hard, true.
And when you do return, something interesting begins to happen.
Tiny steps start feeling less tiny.
Exactly. Because repetition changes not only what you do, but who you believe you are.
Ah yes, identity, my favorite scary topic.
Let's go there. In the beginning, small actions can feel almost silly.
Like, really? This is my grand plan? 1 page, 7 minutes, one short walk?
Right. But this is where another phrase becomes useful. Build momentum.
Build momentum means create more energy and movement by continuing.
Like pushing a bicycle. The first push feels heavy. Then the wheels begin to help you.
or like pushing a wheelbarrow in a garden. At first, it feels stubborn. Then it rolls.
Exactly. The first days matter, but the middle days matter too.
The middle days are so unglamorous.
Very.
No exciting beginning, no triumphant ending, just Tuesday again.
But that quiet middle is where trust grows. I saw this when I started a small morning writing practice. I told myself I only had to write a few lines before checking messages. It felt almost too small to count.
That is usually a good sign.
Yes. At first I thought this cannot possibly matter. It is too small. It is almost embarrassing.
I know that feeling.
But I kept returning. Not every single day, but often. Some mornings the writing was clear. Some mornings it was flat and sleepy. Some mornings I wrote 3 honest sentences and that was the whole event.
Still counts.
It did count, because after a while, the page stopped feeling like a stranger. My mind knew the way there. The action became more normal. The roots were growing underground before I could see anything above the soil.
That image is lovely.
Thank you, and it leads to our next phrase, in the long run.
In the long run means over a longer period of time, not just today or this week.
Exactly. In the long run, 5 minutes a day can become a lot.
In the long run, 10 minutes of listening can really change your ear for English.
In the long run, 1 page at a time can become a notebook.
In the long run, a short walk after dinner can become part of who you are.
Maybe you know this feeling too. You want evidence immediately.
Oh, absolutely.
You want the plant to become a tree by Friday.
I want emotional results by tonight, ideally.
But roots do quiet work. You do not always see the change while it is happening.
That is hard for impatient people.
It is, and comparison makes it harder. You see someone online being shiny, fluent, fit, focused, apparently awake at 5 a.m., with a beautiful desk.
Meanwhile, I am on the floor saying, well, I opened the app, so I'm basically a champion.
Honestly, sometimes that is exactly the right energy.
Thank you. I received that.
If this sounds like you, remember this. The goal is not to perform your dream. The goal is to practice it.
Practice it. That line really lands.
Because practice brings the dream into ordinary life. And that matters for English as well. Do not wait to feel advanced before you listen, repeat, or speak. Use the language while you are still becoming comfortable in it.
Real spoken English is messy, repeated, and human.
Yes, not perfect, alive.
So the takeaway from this last part is simple. Let your dream become a pattern, not just a mood,
A pattern you can return to.
a pattern that can build momentum quietly.
Exactly. And now, before we close, it is time for our word tour.
Yes. If you are learning English, this next part is great for listening practice, repeating, and shadowing.
You do not need to remember everything today.
Truly. Just listen, repeat, and if you want, replay this section later.
Okay. Number 1. Dream big.
Dream big means allow yourself to imagine something large and hopeful.
Example 1. She wants to dream big and open her own bakery.
Example 2. He finally let himself dream big about studying abroad.
Say it with us. Dream big.
One more time. Dream big.
Number 2. Long shot.
A long shot means something difficult or not very likely.
Example 1. Getting tickets now is a long shot.
Example 2. Winning that competition felt like a long shot.
Slowly, long shot.
One more time. Long shot.
Number 3. Show up.
Show up means be there and do the action.
Example 1. I was tired, but I showed up for class.
Example 2. Just show up and write one page.
Repeat. Show up.
Show up.
Number 4. Chip away at.
Chip away at means do a little bit over time.
Example 1. I chip away at my homework after dinner.
Example 2. She is chipping away at her savings goal.
Say it slowly. Chip away at.
One more time. Chip away at.
If you want extra shadowing practice, this is a great place to pause and replay.
Yes, copy the rhythm, not just the words.
Number 5. Tiny win.
A tiny win is a small success.
Example 1. Making the bed was my tiny win today.
Example 2. 10 minutes of study is a tiny win.
Repeat, tiny win.
Tiny win.
Number 6, drag your feet.
Drag your feet means move slowly because you do not want to do something.
Example 1, I dragged my feet before calling the dentist.
Example 2. He is dragging his feet on starting the project.
Slowly, drag your feet.
One more time. Drag your feet.
Number 7, all or nothing thinking.
All or nothing thinking means thinking only in extremes, like perfect or failure.
Example 1, missing one workout led to all or nothing thinking.
Example 2. Her all or nothing thinking made small progress feel useless.
Say it with us, all or nothing thinking.
Slowly, all or nothing thinking.
Number 8, on track.
On track means moving in the right direction.
Example 1, we are on track for a trip next month.
Example 2. After one study session, I felt on track again.
Repeat, on track.
On track.
Number 9, build momentum.
Build momentum means create more energy by continuing.
Example 1, walking every morning helped me build momentum.
Example 2. One finished task helped the team build momentum.
Say it with us, build momentum.
One more time. Build momentum.
Number 10, in the long run.
In the long run means over a longer period of time.
Example 1, cooking at home saves money in the long run.
Example 2. Short daily study helps in the long run.
Slowly in the long run.
One more time. In the long run.
Very nice.
Really nice.
And remember, you do not need to memorize all 10 today.
No. Choose 2 or 3, use them this week.
Replay this part if you want.
Shadow with us slowly. That is excellent English practice.
And if you stayed with us until here, well done.
Seriously. Good job.
You listened, you reflected, and you practiced English.
That is already a meaningful small action.
So here's the core idea from today. Big dreams grow through small repeated actions.
Not one magical day, small water often.
For your tiny homework, write one sentence with the phrase show up.
For example, this week I will show up by listening for 10 minutes every evening.
Or use tiny win.
For example, my tiny win today was reading 2 pages.
You can write your sentence in the comments or answer our question from the beginning. What is one small action you want to do every day this week?
We really love reading your answers.
And if this episode helped you feel a little calmer or a little clearer, you can subscribe to Tiny Win English and send it to one friend who might need it too.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Chloe. Take care of your dream like a small plant.
You do not need to pull it upward.
Just water it again tomorrow.
And we'll meet you in the next video for more real English, more gentle practice, and one more quiet conversation.
See you next time.
Bye.